Come back. We're having a party, and there's no one to greet the guests. Why should my mother work when I have a wife? Boria, how much longer can this go on? What did you promise me? You said that after the new year we would buy a house. You worked, you earned money, and when you arrived, it turns out you gave all the money to your mother. Are you okay with this? Well, I'm not. Boria, I can't stand being in the same house with her anymore. She even raised her hand to me. Don't you feel sorry for me at all? Oya had been married to Boria for 5 years. For the first 12 months, they had to cram into a rented apartment. Their son was born, and almost immediately after that, Boria started having difficulties at work. Management at the company changed, and salaries were significantly cut. After thinking it over, Boria decided to go to the capital to earn money, where his friends had already settled. He moved Olya and their little son in with his mother, reasoning that it would be better for everyone. Olya would have help with the child, and his parents would have support. Don't worry, my dear, he said. I'll get settled in the capital and come get you and the little one right away. Just live with my folks for now, okay? Olya obediently nodded. She really didn't see any other way out. At first, everything went relatively well. Her father-in-law and mother-in-law were at work almost all the time, and Olya took care of the child. While the baby was sleeping, she tried to keep the house in order, did the laundry, and cooked. But then their son started teething, and any hope of a peaceful life was forgotten. Even when he dozed off during the day, Olya, exhausted from sleepless nights, would just collapse next to him for the same half hour. Naturally, she had neither the strength nor the time to cook for the whole family. Moreover, Boria's sister started dropping by frequently with her child. The kindergarten was nearby. Galia would come to have a snack and take something with her. Olya could make do with a sandwich herself, but now she had to prepare a full meal every day, spending half the day at the stove. The problems started about 3 months after Boria left. Elena Trofimovna, Olya's mother-in-law, came home from work and saw that the kitchen was a mess and there was a pile of unwashed laundry in the bathroom. A scandal erupted. Do you even know how hard it is to work? The mother-in-law began indignantly, without even taking off her shoes. Father and I work our fingers to the bone from morning till night to feed all of you, and you just sit here, doing nothing. Of course, how would you know? You're just a parasite, never worked a day in your life. Living off us, a freeloader. Len, what are you starting? Her husband, who had entered after her, tried to calm her down. Olya has the child. Oh, the child. Everyone had children. The mother-in-law brushed him off, and they managed just fine. But all she knows how to do is complain. It didn't matter that the child had a temperature of almost 39 degrees Celsius, 102.2 degrees Fahrenheit, that a doctor had come. Apparently, all children teethe the same way, and Olya is just a lazybones, living off the old folks and not even wanting to do anything. Olya's nerves snapped for the first time, and she retorted that if she didn't manage to do something, it was only because the child required constant attention, and that she hadn't hired herself out as a housemaid. I don't understand why I have to wait on everyone here. Olya blurted out, feeling a hysterical wave rising. I get tired too. I need rest too. Oh, you ungrateful girl, the mother-in-law shrieked. We took you in, we feed you, give you drink, and you're still dissatisfied. I didn't ask you for this. Olya objected. Boria himself decided it would be better this way. And I'm taking care of your grandson. That's work too. Without letting Olya finish, her mother-in-law slapped her, making her head spin. Still holding the child, Olya collapsed onto the sofa. It's your own fault. You let them wipe their feet on you, flashed through her mind. She had meant well. She wanted these people, who weren't strangers to her, to be able to rest after work, not stand at the stove. And this is what it led to. You've lost all fear. I'll throw you out of this house this instant. Lena, calm down, the father-in-law tried to intervene. You can't do that. Why are you getting physical? Olya was silent, clutching her frightened son to herself. She felt tears streaming down her cheeks and couldn't help it. She couldn't stay here. Fine, I'll leave, Olya said quietly. I'll take my son and leave. Good riddance. Just make sure Boria knows it was you who left him. Olya didn't answer. She got up from the sofa and, holding her son with one arm, went to the room to pack her things. That same night, Olya went to her mother in the village. Yes, she had to fetch water from the well and heat the stove with firewood, but she wasn't afraid of hard work. There, at home, Olya felt good. No rush, the child breathed fresh air. For the first time in a long while, she got a full night's sleep. Boris came for his wife only a month and a half later. Guiltily lowering his eyes, he began to apologize. Olga, please forgive me for everything. I know Mom goes too far. I'll talk to her. It's useless, Boria, Olya sighed. It's not just about her. I just need my own personal space. I won't go back there, don't even try to persuade me. Olya issued an ultimatum. Either they live separately from his parents, or they get a divorce. She was no longer willing to endure her mother-in-law's constant control and nitpicking. I understand everything, and I want us to be together, but how can we live separately when we don't have our own place? Drift around rented apartments again, like before? I don't want to go back to your mother anymore, Olya said firmly. She simply abuses me, raising her hand over unwashed dishes. Boria, that was the last straw. Boris promised that by the new year he would earn some more money, and they would definitely buy at least a small house of their own. For now, he asked Olya to return to his mother. Please, Ol, come back. I promise everything will be different. I'll spend more time with you and our son. I'll visit more often. I'll tell Mom straight and harshly not to interfere in our affairs. You always say that, Boria, but nothing changes. Ol, I'll really try. Give me one last chance. For our son's sake. Olya wavered. She loved her husband, didn't want their son to grow up without a father, so she believed Boria and returned to her mother-in-law's house. Things didn't get better. Now the mother-in-law found fault with her almost every day. Olya was going somewhere, talking to someone, the child was poorly dressed, she bought something unnecessary. Where are you off to? To take Demochka for a walk, Olya replied calmly. She's going for a walk. The mother-in-law was indignant. There's a mountain of work at home, and she's off walking. Why do you drag that stroller around like a madwoman? You should be working at home. Dust everything, wash the china in the sideboard, it's covered in filth. Len, let her go for a walk. The father-in-law stood up for her. She's not out all day. The baby needs fresh air. Let Olyushka go, and you and I will wash that china. I'll help you. Look who's her defender, the mother-in-law snapped. She'll be sitting on our necks completely soon. Boria will be here soon, and the house is a pigsty. The new year was approaching. Olya remembered her husband's promise perfectly well, so she tried to ignore her mother-in-law's barbs and quietly started looking for a separate place for them. She knew this was the only way to save both her family and her sanity. She lied to her mother-in-law. She wasn't just going for walks with the child. Or rather, she combined business with pleasure. She took her son along to view properties. In early December, Olya finally found an inexpensive but cozy little house they could afford. She called her husband and told him, Boria, I found a house. It's small, but very cozy. And the price is right for us. Really? Boris was happy. That's great news. I'll be home soon and we'll look at it together. I've already paid the deposit. I took 300,000 from the account. You're not angry, are you? No, of course not, her husband assured her. You have access to it, after all. Her strength, of course, returned. Now Olya didn't even feel like being offended by her mother-in-law. Let her talk while she still could. Very soon her husband would return, pay the rest, and they would finally move. Boria arrived a couple of days before the new year, but showed not the slightest interest in buying the house Olya had been dreaming of. It was as if he had forgotten his promises and how important it was for her to have their own corner. Boria, when are we going to finalize the house purchase? Olya asked as soon as he stepped over the threshold. The owner has already called several times. Oh, now's really not the time. Boria brushed her off. It can wait. Let's get back to it in January, huh? Tomorrow I'm meeting friends at a cafe. Haven't seen them in ages. I've been working my ass off these months. I want to rest a bit. Boria, what do you mean, January? What about the day after tomorrow? Olya insisted. What's stopping us from going the day after tomorrow? Can't do that either. The day after tomorrow, I'm going to the banya, Boria replied. My friends and I go every year. You know, like Jenyor Lukashin from the movie, remember? I can't let them down. And what about me? Olya asked quietly. What about me? You promised we'd buy a house by the new year. Why are you starting? Boria began to get irritated. You can't be so selfish. I have more important things to do than your house. I said we'll go in January. They celebrated the new year, got through the holidays. Then there was a new excuse. First Boria was celebrating Christmas, then the old new year. The people selling the house were waiting for the money. Olya was ready to move, but he was drinking, even though he had never been into alcohol before. This was a completely different Boria, not the one she knew and loved. They started arguing frequently now. Do you even remember why you came? You promised we'd buy a house. Where's the money? Give it to me. I'll handle all the paperwork myself. Yeah, right. What money? I'll do it myself. What do you mean, yourself? All you do is drink with your friends. Don't you care where we'll live? God, you're driving me crazy with that house of yours. You've worn me out with that shack. Get off my back. I have a right to rest too. I'm tired. And I'm not tired. I'm here alone dealing with the child, looking for a place, and you haven't lifted a finger. You don't care about us. Olya ran to the room in tears and slammed the door. It was their first big fight in a long time. At the end of January, it was Boris's birthday. Shortly before the celebration, Olya found out there would be no purchase. Her husband had given most of the money he earned to his mother. The sellers returned part of the deposit to Olga. Here, 200,000, the gloomy owner told Olga. But I paid 300. I lost so many clients because of you. He flared up. Be thankful I'm only taking a third for the trouble. I'm not obligated to return the deposit at all. Got it? Olga didn't give the money back to her husband. While Boris was drinking with his friends, she packed up their son and left. She rented a small one-room apartment and paid for 3 months in advance. Nobody even missed them. Neither her mother-in-law nor her husband called to ask where she was. Only her father-in-law called. Olga told him the whole truth. He didn't try to talk her out of it. Boria showed up closer to his birthday. He called and told his wife, "Had your fun living separately? Come on, get back here. My anniversary is the day after tomorrow. Preparations are in full swing. Need to cook, get the house in order. In short, come back. Mom can't handle it alone." "Not a chance," Olga said sharply. "You, Boria, can forget about me and Dimka's existence." "Oh, really?" He laughed drunkenly. I said, "Get back. Don't make me take measures. I'll find where you're hiding. I'll find you and drag you back by the hair. Get home now." Olya hung up. She had just drawn a line under her married life. She had no intention of living with her husband anymore. She had some money for now, and Olya spent it very frugally. She had a few months' reserve, and during that time she would solve all her problems. Her mother would come from the village to look after their son, and she, Olya, would get a job. It was good that her husband was officially employed. She would also get alimony after the divorce. She would manage. Olga managed to get out of this marriage with minimal losses. She divorced her husband and found a job. Her mother helped her with everything. Her husband eventually came out of his long drinking binge, and now, several months after the divorce, he is trying to return to the family. But Olya is categorically against it.